I think we have in our mind of like what people in prison are like. And one of the staff members was like, why do you care about them so much? And I was like, I am them. And we were taking pills, and we were using cocaine, and we were drinking, and we were taking ecstasy. Before I knew it, I found myself in a prison cell. I remember the judge said these words to me. She said, "You have ruined your life and the life of your unborn child. I sentence you to," and then she like hit the gavel, and those words just like kept radiating through my mind. Like, I've ruined my life. Like, I've ruined my child's life. Like, how did I get here? How did I do this? And I would just sit in my bunk while I was incarcerated, and I would just cry and cry, and I couldn't stop crying. I remember I like drug myself out of the bed to go over to the Bible study. And I remember like going into that room and like these old women being like loving me and being so nice, and I'm thinking, why do they not know why I'm here? So a significant moment of my life was like when I was little, and my grandma would talk to me all the time about Jesus. Being around her was very comforting. Being around her was very loving. And it was all the same stuff that Grandma was saying to me when I was a little girl, and I was like, oh my gosh, like the inside of me just wanted what they were saying. I mean, I started praying and watching God do things that were completely miraculous that to this day have marked me, and that is why I decided for the whole rest of my life, I'm going to serve this Jesus. So I started to just kind of like pray prayers like, Lord, what am I doing with my life? Like, what do you have for me to do? So I really felt like the Lord was speaking to me that I needed to get involved in the prison ministry, and that I needed to go in and I needed to start telling the ladies in the prison about how God had restored my life, about how my relationship with Jesus helped me to get sober, helped me to stay on track, helped me to get restoration with my family and get my son back, and all the things that God had done. So there's this scripture in the Bible, and it talks about how God showed Elijah to go to a specific brook, and that he would take care of him there. And so I started to say, God, where's my place called there? I believe you have a place called there for me. Where is it? And then the chaplain says this phrase, and when she said this phrase, something on the inside of me lit up. She says, all right, and I also want to announce that someone from my local church donated the use of their home to help women who are transitioning after incarceration so they have a safe place to live. We're helping them get jobs, we're helping them stay sober, and we're mentoring them. And when she said it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. Like, what? I want to know more about that. And she goes, we actually have the house up and running. She goes, so do you guys want to come and see it? So we're caravanning through Akron, right? And she literally pulls into my grandma's old house. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So like, I literally just, I'm like weeping, and the people are like, Jill, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, okay. So I go walking in the house, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And like, I could just hear my grandma's voice of like, Jill, God has a good plan for you. He's gonna take care of you. And I just walk in the house, and I'm like, okay, I think I know that I know. So I grab the piece of paper, and I just write down these words, right? I just write down giving women encouragement, nurturing support, housing, opportunities, unconditional love, and spiritual empowerment. And I was like, yep, that's what I'm doing. I was like, there's my business plan. And he looks at it and he goes, did you mean to do that? And I'm like, do what? And he's like, that spelled Gwen's house. And that was my grandma's name. And I never meant to do that. I was like, oh my gosh. Well then 2017, which was probably about 10-ish years from when I had saw that like big moment at my grandma's house. Faith Family had a missions trip to Brazil prisons. And as soon as I saw that they posted it, I was like, I want to go to prisons in Brazil. Like, I love prisons, right? And so we're on our 12th day of ministry at the Brazil prisons, and we end up at a transitional housing program. For this woman had founded this program for people coming out of incarceration and off of drugs and alcohol. So, you know, we're the United States missionaries, and we're sharing our story of what Christ had done in our life, she raises her hand, and we had a translator because she spoke Portuguese. She says, I want to share my story with them. So she stands up, and the translator is saying what she's saying, and it was like this exact story. It felt like I was in a movie of what I had seen at my grandma's. She's saying how God showed her to do this. And then she says this phrase, and I'll never forget this phrase. She says, God will show you to do something with your life, and then he'll have you pray about it for a long time. And when he says now, it's now. And when she said it's now, it felt like a lightning bolt hit the top of my head. And I was like, well, that's crazy. And so I was like, well, I think I'm doing Gwen's house now, right? And a part of what I had prayed over the 10 years was, Lord, I want the girls to know how much you love them. Like, I don't want to just throw a place together. Like, I want them to know that they're significant, that they mean a lot to you, and that we put work into this place so that they know they're loved. That was like the whole purpose. I'm like, because when I was in prison, I felt loved. I'm like, I want them to feel loved. So I feel like the Lord has like given me a voice to be able to advocate for people who are incarcerated, to help them transition back to the community, because there is a huge gap. There's a huge gap between being incarcerated and being a restored citizen. So I feel like as an organization, we want to like jump in and bridge the gap. We want to be able to help the girls have a safe place to live, have work with networking with other employers that will hire them, help them stay sober, figure out their people, their places, their things, like how do we stay sober? And we want to mentor them with the local church, which is exactly the vision of what God showed me back in my grandma's house. So to me, it's just like a privilege and an honor that God chooses to use me to help these people, because I am these people.